So first, let us understand that what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to setting up your own website. Great. So today I would be highlighting few common mistakes which I would say, like when I've been interacting with my clients, I've been interacting with a lot of entrepreneurs. These are the common mistakes which they make when they're setting up their own website. So just ensure that you do not fall prey to these mistakes. So as I said, again, these mistakes are not being done deliberately because it is being done either maybe you don't have a guidance to it, maybe because of the subject expertise is not there. So there are various reasons to it, wherein it's not the mistake of the entrepreneur. So just ensure that you do not make these mistakes whenever you're setting up your own website. So first is invisible call to action. So that means whenever you are setting up your own website, so just ensure that you have, so maybe if it's a B2B firm, then in that case, the call to action might be your contact forms. So if you have, or maybe a one-pager website, then you ensure that you have a good contact form in that one-pager website. Or if you have multiple pages website, then try to have give a contact form on every page. So maybe if you have a service page, if you have maybe 10 service pages, in every page try to give a contact form below, because if you try to give more clicks, and if you say you can go to the contact page, or maybe he's on your home page. So and if your website takes time to load, or maybe the internet of the user is slow, and if it takes time for him to move from one page to another page, then he might lose interest and he might just go off also. So since he's reading something on your website, the interest is generated, the user wish to connect with you, have a provision of a contact page on the website wherever they are. Second is no data collection. So ensure that you are providing a lot of touch points. Like for example, if it's a B2B website, consulting website, or maybe product service website, or related to products as well. So you can also have a contact form. You can also have a section which is talking about newsletters, saying that you can submit your email IDs and then we'll get back to you. Or you can, or in case of products also, in case of e-commerce websites also, if they are confused, you can always have a form saying that if you're confused, or if you wish to talk to our if you wish to talk to us, or if you have any doubts regarding your purchases, you can contact us. And the best way for product pages, e-commerce pages, is to have a live chat. But also what happens is, when it comes to live chat, you are not available 24 hours for the live chat. And as I said, chatbot is not that effective. Chatbot is essential when you have a lot of visitors, multiple visitors, and you just cannot handle visitors. But the conversion rate, if you have a live chat, is much higher than having a chatbot. Then confusing checkout system. So when we say confusing checkout system, so what happens is, so the URL of your website should be very crisp and clear. So if you're developing website on any Shopify platform, or maybe WordPress platform, there are ready-made templates which you can integrate. You can buy these templates, the ready-made templates, and you can ask your developer to work on this template. So with this, your cost will also drastically come down. So whenever you're hiring a website developer, you can ask them that you want to work on a ready-made template, or ready-made, if it's an e-commerce website, you can tell a ready-made Shopify template. If it's a non-e-commerce, or maybe a B2B website, you can say a ready-made WordPress template. Your website developer will always push you towards customization, because that is where they make money. But then you can always tell them that, no, I want to first start off, because this is my starting point. I want to start off with a ready-made template. And with the ready-made template, you have the visualization that how the outcome will be. If you don't have a ready-made template, if you're just going on the words of your developer, it becomes difficult for you to analyze that how my website is going to turn out to be. So have ready-made templates and work on it, then all these problems might not be there. Fourth is about poor image quality. So this I've explained it in my webinar, and also I'll tell you this again, and I've told this many times even before, in terms of content. Any of your content, whether it's an image, whether it's a video, whether it's a text, the content quality has to be very good. You just cannot compromise over it. This is no dedicated team. So this is another mistake which I've seen entrepreneurs. So if you're really serious about growing your online business, then work with a good team. So initially you hire again, this team can be freelancers. How can you hire these freelancers? How can you work with a good team? I will explain this today. If you try to do things yourself, then maybe the process might get so long, and in this process you might lose interest as well. So, and this is the problem I've seen with many entrepreneurs. They try to do everything by themselves and they lose interest in the complete journey, and the project is on hold. Sixth is about too long videos. So if you're trying to put up videos on your website, just ensure that, so today explanatory videos work, it works a lot. And how can you create these explanatory videos? How, where can you contact people? I will explain this today. Unattended customer service. So this is where your traffic is growing on your website, and this is also linked to your Amazon. If you're selling on Amazon marketplaces, or maybe on your social media pages, if you're getting any reviews, replies, just ensure that you are answering them, you are giving a reply back. Don't leave it unattended. Even if it's if it's a bad review, immediately you should go back, you should apologize. And see, when it comes to bad reviews, no point arguing that whether this is right or wrong. In the online space, customer is always right, and when it comes to bad reviews, just remember that even your new customers or your prospects are going to read the bad reviews. So, and also it depends that how are you responding on the bad reviews. So your response has to be in a very subtle. It should be a subtle gesture wherein you tell them sorry for whatever. So for the bad review, and you can always ask them to connect with us, or maybe we will ensure this does not repeat again, and so on. Then a poorly coded website. So again, here I said this many times even before, and even today I'm saying, do not build any website from scratch. If any of the website developer is telling you, I will build it from scratch, Shopify is of no use, WordPress is of no use, his intention is to make money, don't go on his words. Build it on a platform like Shopify or WordPress. Missing filter options. So if it's specifically if it's an e-commerce website, just ensure that you have good filters so that people can filter out the products, and they can reach out to what they want. Slow loading pages is a big no. If you have a very slow loading website, then Google will itself ensure that it does not come on the first page. So Google has its own tool. So you can, I will show it live. So you can go online, you can just type over there, Google website speed test. So here you will get the Google page. Now if I go to any website, for example, I go to Nike.com. If I put this URL, it will show me the speed of the website. So on similar lines, you can go and test the speed of your website, and you need to ensure that the speed of your website is correct, or it's above 70%. The result that it will be shown here, that how much percentage is your existing speed. So whenever you're developing a website, you should also give this requirement to your website developer that whenever you deliver me a website, the speed should be above 70%, and I will test it on the Google speed test. They will also give you reasons. Let me tell you, the reason they will give is that Google speed test is not authentic, it does not work, and so on. So here again, if you see, the speed is mobile speed and the desktop speed. So both is being shown over here. So again, so this you need to try it 3-4 times in a day, and maybe at a stretch of 2 days, because the metrics keep on changing. So you need to take the average of maybe 2-3 days, and you will get the exact website speed.